Good morning, everyone. We're back on the trail today. We're here at the county line between Smith and Bland counties. We are headed up through the next meadow, and up here at the top of the sign you see Old Rich Valley. There's actually a poor valley. It's poor valley because it's shale and you can't farm on it, so you can see from the lushness here all the wonderful things of the Rich Valley. So we'll be happy to take you along on our trail trip today. We'll talk to you later. So as we ascend up the nice meadow, you get a great panoramic view of the mountains we went through just the other day. Right there. The beautiful meadows. And the mountains off in the distance. And of course, trail snail saying hello. At about 1.3 miles, get another stile. But more importantly, we now have finally get now the North Fork of the Holston River. So now we've seen the south, the middle, and the north. And of course all these are going to Good morning! Sorry we didn't get much video yesterday. Our video camera died. So let me give you a brief recap of yesterday. First part was stiles and more stiles, probably about 5 of them, but very, very cool, the nice TP shaped stiles. And then it was a beautiful, I call up and down day. But some nice hiking trails, no rocks, so I would call it one of a good day, a nice hiking trail. Definitely, if you're going to use the US FS Road 222, definitely probably need a SUV to get there because it has some high clearance areas. But otherwise, beautiful place, has great parking if you want to stay there. But beautiful, beautiful hike yesterday. One nice shelter, and that was about it on that trip. Trippy shelter was yesterday. So today we're starting at Burkes Garden. Burkes Garden is again a kind of a winding road to get up here to be dropped, but number one is called Burkes Garden because he planted some potatoes. And people came and ate his potatoes, and so it became Burkes Garden. So that's where we're starting from today. We anticipate to get about 10.8 miles in, headed back to USFS 222, and then headed off the trail and calling it a year. So we're excited for our last day of hiking, and we'll talk to you later. So we've crossed from the rich to the poor and back to a rich valley on the other side. What we're going through today is some sandstone, which of course is very porous and provides some great vegetation. Hence why Burkes Garden was so successful. So talk to you later. We've been going up and down on the ridge with our one big last final ascent for 2017 of 1.4 miles up from Walker Gap. We're approaching the shelter here. That's where we're going to have our lunch break. Yahoo! Our last climb done. Hopefully you can see a little bit through the trees. The beautiful view. I think we're going to get a better view here a little bit later as we start the descent on the other side and head back down toward the forest road. You notice the shelter is actually out of brick. The reason why is it's a little windy up here so that you can get the nice wind view. It is nice that we actually got the wind. So, this valley over here is the one that we're going to be hiking next year throughout the year. Pretty incredible view. We actually hiked part of that today, with part of it starting with Burkes Garden. This actually is a big bowl. You probably can see part of that big bowl. It's basically because of limestone. It's been carving out, making a big bowl because of limestone, which makes it so fertile down there with all the farmland. So a great situation with the limestone providing the porousness for the soil to be able to have some great fruits, vegetables, wheats, crafts, or corns, oats, everything being able to be farmed from there. So we'll talk to you later. Alright, so after the shelter we're going to the other side and you can see this incredible view. I'm going to try and zoom in so you can really get the true perspective of this. All the mountains, the meadow, the bird song, and the beautiful, beautiful mountains that we've been hiking through. Now this is looking back towards Rich Valley, and if you kind of see on this hill right there, there's a meadow. That's where we're staying, over at the Quarterway Inn. So at least we can kind of see where we're headed for the evening before we head on back to Greensboro. But wow, what a view.
Hello, Trail Snail here. We just finished our last day on the trail for Trail Trip 2017, me and Snailblazer. Today we went from Burkes Garden down here to 625-222. It was a beautiful day. Once you get to the top, whichever way you're going, look from the meadows and look across, see the valleys on both sides. It was just gorgeous, just beautiful. This year's hike, again, was amazing, like always. Maybe it's just my partner in crime over there. And maybe it's just my attitude. I don't know. But again, always a challenge, but always worth it. And I just look forward to next year. See you next year.